What's currently your biggest expense? What is like the craziest or dumbest thing that you've purchased? Would you rather get $100,000 today or $2 million in 7 years? What are some of the first few jobs that you had when growing up? Today we're asking Starbucks customers what they do for a living. What's your name and what do you do for a living?
April. I am a co-owner of a company that provides staff for adults with disabilities.
Do you have any advice for people that want to be entrepreneurs?
Work your ass off. Don't stop. Don't be afraid to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Don't be afraid to work until midnight, because that's what you're going to have to do. Don't be lazy, and you reap the benefits. But don't be lazy.
Do you recommend going to college?
It depends on what you want to do. I didn't go back to school until I was 33. Would I have the job that I have now had I not gone back to school? Absolutely not. I would have been stuck at a $10 an hour job had I not gone back to school. However, my business partner doesn't have a degree, but we wouldn't have the company that we have without my position. It was both beneficial for me to be in school, for me to have a degree, but it's also very beneficial for him not to have a degree. And so it's best of both worlds. I think that it depends on the person. Not everyone has to have a college degree. I think that you need to do what you want to do, what you're passionate about, and go for it. Work your ass off. Work hard. Don't sit on your ass and play video games all day.
Do you have any advice on saving money?
Yes, save early. Put your money in retirement early. Put $100 as soon as you turn 18. Start putting money in retirement and don't touch it. $100 a month. And do it now. Start now. All three of my boys started putting money in retirement at 18, and they have a nice little fund, and they're in their late 20s, and you start young. And when you're in your 20s, you don't get the $5, the $10 coffee. I'm in my late 40s, 50s. I can do this because I saved.
What's your go-to coffee?
Breve or a cappuccino. And 4 shots, 5 shots, 6 shots. I can do like 10 shots a day.
Oh boy.
Or more.
Would you rather get $100,000 today or $2 million in 7 years?
I would rather have control over how I invest my money, not have somebody else be in control over how they invest my money. So you answer that question.
My name is Willis Vanden Heuvel. I'm retired.
What did you used to do?
I worked in a psychiatric hospital for 42 years.
Did you go to school for that?
No, I didn't. Well, actually, I graduated from Calvin College and taught for a couple years and worked my way through college working there. And then taught for a couple years, and during Vietnam, everybody wanted to be teachers, so there weren't many jobs available.
Oh, okay.
So I went back to Pine Rust and was hired to run a security department, and then safety, and then risk management, working with malpractice insurance.
Do you have any advice on people that want to get into that field?
Be careful. It's changing fast. Medications are good, but most crazy people are outside, not inside. But it's nice to be able to help people in their time of need.
Do you have any daily habits that you do that other people should do as well?
I have oatmeal for breakfast every morning with 10 raisins.
Why 10 raisins?
Because I don't want to have any left over when I'm done.
Do you have any personal finance tips?
Buy low and sell high.
Do you currently invest in anything?
Yes, I had a beach house on Lake Michigan. My wife passed away 6 months ago, and I told her the first thing I'd do if she died was to sell the house and find another woman. And I've accomplished both of those things. Now I own a condominium in a little town overlooking White Lake. I enjoy life very much.
Last question. Would you rather get $100,000 today or $2 million in 7 years?
At my age, I'd take the money and run.
Any other reasons why?
You don't know what the future holds.
Right.
I mean, a good friend of mine just had a stroke Sunday, and all of a sudden his life is different.
Sorry to hear that.
So, yeah, and it's not as bad as it could be, but there's that worrisome thing about what tomorrow brings.
Yeah.
My friend and I both lost our mates, and we found each other at our church, and we're just back in love again.
Charles Krause. I was a journalist for many years, and I also had an art gallery in Washington.
Do you have any advice on people that want to get into journalism?
Well, you better be prepared for a long, difficult career, very rewarding, but not financially very secure.
Did you go to college for journalism?
No. I was the editor of my student newspaper, undergrad, and I went to Princeton for graduate school in economics in order to be a journalist.
What were the first few jobs that you had when you were starting out?
First job was at the Washington Post, Then I worked for CBS News, and then I was a foreign correspondent at the McNeil Air News Hour for many years. So that's what I did.
What's a daily habit that you do that you think others should do as well?
Get up in the morning and look forward to the day. And don't be afraid. You gotta be bold.
How do you currently invest your money?
I have someone do that for me.
Any advice on saving money?
No, but I would advise people to save money because when you get older, you're going to need it, and you're going to be in sad shape if you don't have some.
What is like the craziest or dumbest thing that you've purchased?
I've done a lot of dumb things. I bought a Jaguar without ever trying to find out how many miles to a gallon it got. That wasn't real smart, actually. They cost about $50,000.
Would you rather get $100,000 today or $2 million in 7 years?
$2 million in 7 years. I don't need the money right now, and it'd be nice to have that money in 7 years.
I'm retired. My name is John.
And what did you do in the past?
I was a chiropractor and a school psychologist.
Do you have any advice for people that want to get into that field?
Well, I think to develop a strong interest in anatomy and how the body functions.
Do you recommend going to college?
Yeah, that's required to become a chiropractor.
Do you have any personal finance tips?
Be careful where you spend your money and be conservative and check things out so you can not be faced with scams.
Do you have any daily habits that you do that others should do as well?
I'm pretty certain about exercise, walking, swimming, enjoying nature.
What were some of the first few jobs that you had when you were growing up?
Actually, I started when I was 14. I used to put sticks in taffy apples. That was my first job. And then I worked at a dry cleaners. I delivered milk to places like Myers. So I had a lot of small jobs while I was attending college.
Would you rather get $100,000 today or $2 million in 7 years?
$100,000 today.
Okay, why?
Well, I might not be around in 7 years, so.
Hopefully you are.
Yeah, thank you.
My name is Zion Schaefer. I am an actor and a singer.
Do you have any advice on people that want to become actors?
I would say practice makes perfect. The more you do, the more experience you have, the better you get. So I'm still learning, aspiring.
And how did you get into that?
I've kind of always had a heart for acting ever since I was really little. And I kind of was just like, hey, it'd be fun if I'm a believer, so I thought it'd be fun if the Lord could use my talents for his glory. And I don't know, I kind of just like jumped into it. I had some friends in musical theater.
Do you have to go to school for that, or can you just did you go to school, I guess?
I have done some online stuff, but it's been more like practical type things. I would say that school is very good, yes, but I think you can also do it from just experience and learning.
Do you have any personal finance tips for saving or investing money?
I would say just like being aware of budgeting, I would say, and just making sure that you know where things are going and kind of just having a grasp, but I'm still learning, so.
Right. What's one daily habit that you do that others should do as well?
I would say to be thankful just for all the gifts that the Lord has given us.
What's the craziest thing you've done to make money?
Probably busking. I mean, it's not really crazy, but I would say that's probably the thing. Yeah.
Would you rather get $100,000 today or $2 million in 7 years?
Probably $100,000 today, so I could do things now. I would probably investing in helping people get off the streets, homeless people.
And last question, what is your go-to coffee?
A Cafe Miel.
My name is Morgan, and I am a marketing manager for a company called BTM Industrial.
Do you have any advice for people that want to get into marketing?
Really, it's all about just gaining experience. I created a website and have just been doing a lot of marketing stuff throughout college and keeping a portfolio. So just working hard and making good connections.
What's one daily habit that you do that you think others should do as well?
Just coming to work with a good attitude and a good mindset to work, do good things, and ultimately just better yourself as an individual in your personal life and your career.
What were some of your first few jobs?
In high school, did just babysitting and worked at an ice cream shop, and then I also worked at a country club. So, and then once I got into college, I did some internships that were really helpful and helped me to grasp that professionalism.
Do you have any advice on saving money?
I should do that more often, but just making sure you have an actual budget and sticking to it. I have an Excel sheet that says how much I can spend on, extracurriculars or things of that nature to make sure I'm able to pay my rent.
Would you rather get $100,000 today or $2 million in 7 years?
It's a good question because you could invest that money that you get today to then have that be more. So I probably would do that and invest, and then invest that. Mm-hmm.
What do you think you would invest it in?
Just putting it in probably the stock market and kind of seeing where that would take me.
To be good and for living, I'm retired.
And what did you used to do?
I was a real estate appraiser and also a real estate broker.
And how did you get into that field?
I had a sister-in-law who was an appraiser, and she gave me the initial impact to get into the business. And as far as the brokerage is concerned, my whole family's in it.
Do you have any advice for other people that want to get into that field?
Basically, I don't think that appraising is a good field anymore.
Okay.
I mean, truly, I don't. I think with the 2007, 2008 crash, they're doing more models where you don't need an appraisal. So I would not recommend anyone choosing that as a career.
Okay.
And I think that's also the way with real estate. I think there's such a small number of people that are very successful that, yeah, I don't think it's a good thing.
And what field would you recommend getting into?
I think either computer science or engineering or math, anything to do with math. I think that if you're an engineer, you're creating opportunities to make things. I think with mathematics, you can put together concepts. You can learn how to manage your money and invest and do all of these other things.
Do you have any advice on saving money?
Yeah, you've got to do what you need to do in order to make ends meet. You can't live beyond your means. You can't live on credit cards.
What's the craziest thing you've done to make money?
Buy real estate. Yeah, having the ability to buy real estate. Getting my credit in order to where I could invest.
Can I ask what's your biggest purchase in real estate?
Yeah, my biggest purchase was probably about $400,000. So not a huge investment.
What's one daily habit that you do that others should do as well?
Clean your teeth. Teeth are really important, and you got to clean and, if not floss, water pick your teeth, because it's really expensive to get your gums redone.
Would you rather get $100,000 today or $2 million in 7 years?
$2 million in 7 years, because I'm good right now. I'm happy, and I'm very, very content.
What is your go-to coffee drink?
Black coffee, but when I'm really splurging, I love a latte. No foam, extra hot.
I'm Chelsea, and I'm an assistant box office manager at Van Andel Arena.
Do you have any advice for people that want to get into your field?
Stay organized, work hard, and just keep going.
Did you go to college?
I did.
Nice. What did you study?
Travel and tourism.
Do you have any daily habits that you do that other people should do as well?
I try to clear my head, go for a walk, get some coffee, and just take things as they come. Don't overstress.
What's your go-to coffee?
Well, right now it's a dirty chai latte.
Do you have any advice on saving money?
Savings account. Definitely. Put a little bit of your paycheck away every month, even if it's just $5.
What's the craziest thing you've done to make money?
I used to babysit, and I hate kids. So that was always a fun time. But, they were fine. They were well taken care of.
Would you rather get $100,000 today or $2 million in 7 years?
I'd rather have the money up front so I can give some of it away.
And who would you give it away to?
My family, yeah. And probably the hurricane relief, because I've got a lot of friends and family that just lost their homes the other day from Ian.
My name's Harrison, and I'm a computer science major at Grand Valley State.
Do you currently have any side hustles?
I don't have the time for it right now, but I really want to.
What's your dream job after college?
I'd say I'd like to own maybe a software business, kind of. I know I want to own a business somewhere. I don't know really what realm. I'm kind of still figuring it out right now. I really like coding, so that's why I chose computer science, but we'll see where life takes me, I guess.
What's one daily habit that you do that others should do as well?
I forget the name of the guy, but this guy gave a speech about how you should make your bed every day in the morning, and so ever since I saw that speech, I've been making my bed every morning, and I mean, it's made me really efficient in life, I guess I could say. Really productive.
What's the most expensive purchase that you've made?
I bought a trip to Miami last year for spring break. That was about $1,000. Oh, yeah? I haven't made anything bigger than that yet. I've been saving money a lot.
What's the craziest thing you've done to make money?
I have a job that I deliver catering to private airlines across Michigan and stuff, so I don't get a lot of sleep a lot of the times. There's been times where I work 18 hours a day just driving all the time, and so I've been using that to make money.
Would you rather get $100,000 today or $2 million million in 7 years?
I'd do $2 million in 7 years because I feel like after 7 years I'd have a lot more knowledge on how to use that than $100,000 now.
My name's McKenna Burke. I'm a junior actually playing lacrosse at Aquinas College.
Do you have a job?
So right now I'm not employed, but I'm planning on getting a teaching degree and working in conductive ed, which is with kids who have disabilities.
Do you have any advice on saving money throughout college?
Honestly, that's a hard question because college is college, but I'd say probably just like being conscious of what you're spending and how much you spend. That's really helped me is like, you know, mixing the fun and being able to spend that money, but then also knowing like saving it's a good thing. So that might be my little 2 cents.
What's currently your biggest expense?
Probably groceries and like gas.
How much do you think that is a month?
Maybe 300, maybe for groceries and then a couple hundred more probably for gas.
What's one daily habit that you do that others should do as well?
I've been really into like meditating to focus on breathing to help with anxiety and stress, and I felt that's really grounded me. So that's probably something I'd recommend.
What do you think your best characteristic trait is?
I love that I'm able to have conversations with people and like that comes very naturally to me, so probably that.
What's your go-to coffee drink?
Honestly, I can keep it simple. It's just black coffee with like oat milk and be fine. Iced black coffee, yeah.
Would you rather get $1 million today or $5,000 a month for the rest of your life?
$5,000 for the rest of my life. Because if I got $1 million today, I'd be much more tempted to just spend it. Where I can get those little like gifts every month and then just save it and have more money overall.
What's the craziest thing you've done to make money?
I nannied 3 boys, and maybe that's my craziest thing is agreeing to that because that was a lot.
And how much did you make doing that?
I did it for maybe 3 months, and I made probably $3,000.
My name's Merritt Chassie, and I'm retired law enforcement.
And how did you get into law enforcement?
How did I get into it? Oh, that was such a long time ago. College, actually.
College?
Yeah.
That's a way to get into it?
No, it's just somebody I met while I was in college who talked me into it.
And what advice do you have for others that want to get into it?
To be careful out there. There's a lot of crazies, but it's still a good job for sure. Loved it.
What are some of the first few jobs that you had when growing up?
Oh, the typical kid jobs. I worked in, snacks, along the beach, little snack shack, and in a restaurant. I worked for Hughes Aircraft, but then law enforcement for the rest of the time.
Was that your dream job?
I don't know that it was my dream job. It just became what I ended up liking. Yeah.
What was your dream job?
You know what? I don't think I had one. I sell real estate now. I love that. But I don't know that that's my dream job either. Yeah. My dream job is being a grandma.
That's a good job.
Yep.
Do you have any advice on saving money?
Live within your means. Never live beyond what you can afford to pay for in cash.
How do you currently invest your money?
Is that what this is about? I invest in real estate and I do some in the stock market.
Do you have any advice for people that want to invest in real estate?
Well, right now it's kind of a tough time, but I still say that real estate's where it's at. Yeah, it's an asset that will never go away.
What's one daily habit that you do that others should do as well?
Make my bed.
Make your bed.
Every morning.
We've gotten that one a lot.
Really? Yeah. I think they say successful people make their bed every morning.
Would you rather get $1 million today or $5,000 a month for the rest of your life?
Oh, at my age, $1 million right now. If I was younger, I would say the 5,000.
And then last question, what's your go-to coffee?
Well, I drink decaf, so yeah, decaf coffee. Yeah, easy enough, right?
My name is Kelly, and I am a tour bus driver.
Do you have any advice on people that want to become bus drivers or tour bus drivers?
Yes, you have to be dedicated, love driving, of course, because you're all over the U.S. and Canada. People-oriented, almost like customer service type.
Is there any licenses, or do you have to go to school for it? How does that work?
So you have to have a Class B CDL with a 15 or more passenger.
And how long does that take to get?
It just depends on how you go about getting it. I got mine through driving school buses, so.
Do you have any advice on saving money?
Don't spend it on this. Just spend wisely, just like your parents teach you when you're growing up.
What's your go-to coffee?
Usually it's a flat white, but this is the espresso frappuccino.
How do you currently invest your money?
My kids and my grandkids.
What is one daily habit that you do that others should do as well?
Move around. Get out and move around.
What's a few jobs that you did when you were younger?
Manager at McDonald's. Okay. And I worked at a wood factory.
Which one was better?
The wood factory.
Yeah. All right, last question. Would you rather get $100,000 today or $2 million in 7 years?
2 million in 7 years because it'll last longer.
I would pick that choice as well.
Yes, absolutely.
My name is Josh, and I work in the wine industry, wine and alcohol.
Do you have any advice for people that want to get into that industry?
Just have an open mind to learning about all kinds of different, alcohols, all kinds of different spirits, wines from all the different regions. Listen to people who've been in it for a long time.
And how did you get started into it?
I started taking some online classes, some certification classes for like wine. Fell in love with it and been doing it for 3 years now. Yeah.
What is your dream job if this wasn't your dream job?
Well, I initially wanted to go into acting, but kind of fell out of love with that world and fell in love with the wine industry. My dream job right now would be to do importing, some kind of importing. Travel the world, taste wine, and bring it back to the United States to sell to retailers.
Do you have any tips on saving money?
You don't always need to get the nicest stuff. Shop thrift, be a thrift spender. I guess.
How do you currently invest your money?
Right now, I have a few, like just a little bit of investments, like mostly in like travel and in entertainment stuff. Not doing too hot, obviously, right now. Nothing's doing very well right now. But, play the long game. Play the long game and be patient with your investments. At least that's what they told me to do. So I don't know. I'm young, so I don't know.
What's the craziest thing you've done to make money?
I don't know that this is crazy, but when I live in Los Angeles, so when I first moved to LA, I did a lot of extra work for movies and whatnot, and that was really cool and I guess kind of crazy, but it's not very steady. So I tried making a living off of that, and that didn't really work because it's not steady work.
What's your biggest expense currently?
Rent. For us, it's $1,300 a month.
How big's the apartment?
It's a one bedroom, one bathroom.
What's one daily habit that you do that others should do as well?
I bring my own pens to work because I get tired of people taking pens and then they disappear. So I bring my own pens to work. That's a habit I wish people would pick up because they don't, I think it's important to have a pen at you at all, a pen or some kind of writing utensil on you at all times.
Would you rather get $100,000 today or $2 million in 7 years?
$2 million in 7 years. Because I can wait. I'm not like, and if I know it's coming, then I got something to look forward to.
What's your go-to coffee?
Almond milk latte, an extra shot of espresso, light on the ice.
My name is Job and I'm unemployed.
What's some jobs that you've done in the past?
I do a lot of seasonal work, so winter pick up snow and shoveling. This summer I did pool ball.
What's your dream job?
I like hosting games. I like being a face of, I don't know, I like being an entertainer to people.
I saw you had a controller there. What video games are you playing?
Right now, just in Starbucks playing Need for Speed Heat.
Do you have any personal finance tips on like saving or investing money?
Yeah, have a vision, have a goal. If you got an idea, save for it.
What's one daily habit that you do that others should do as well?
Stretch. Oh my God. If you want a good back, stretch. Yeah, I do. Like I said, I do a lot of, outside work, do a lot of picking up work, stretch. Wake up, do that.
What's the craziest thing you've done to make money?
Get in dirty pools, man. You have no idea. I'm talking tadpoles and frogs and dead squirrels. But I mean, hey, it brings in the cash. And
what's currently your biggest expense?
Probably gas in my phone bill.
Okay. And how much per month do you think?
I mean, not that much. I mean, gas is like 20 every week. 40 every week, and then phone like 70, 80, 120.
If you could have dinner with one person, who would it be?
My mama. She deserves it.
Yeah, what would you guys talk about? Or what would you eat?
Our day and how happy we are about it, being here, and what would we eat? I love green bean casserole. I don't know. Something about that right now just sounds so good.
Would you rather get $1 million today or $5,000 a month for the rest of your life?
Probably $5,000 a month. I don't know. Just something about $5,000 every month sounds great.
Last question. What's your go-to coffee drink?
That pumpkin spice right now. Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and comment down below your go-to coffee drink. Peace.